Yo guys, what's up, it's Krypz, and today I'm going to be showing you all the best obtainable hunter sets of Season 15. Now all the sets in this video will use armor and shaders which are obtainable this season, so these sets will be great for any of you which are new to the game or are returning and looking to get into Destiny fashion. But yeah, I will leave timestamps on screen if you want to skip ahead, and if you do find this video useful then please drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. And without further delay, it's time we get straight into the sets. So as you can see, this is the first hunter set using a faceless look with the Stompy's exotic. Now a lot of people have requested that I make a set like this, and I think it's pretty good because you don't even need any seasons or expansions to be able to make it. Now something I do want to point out before I get more into the set is that most of the shaders I'm using throughout all these sets will be from the shader bundle. Now this is a bundle in the Eververse archive that will only cost you Glimmer, and this gives you access to a plethora of year 1 shaders, and this is something you definitely should pick up if you're a new player to the game. But yeah, moving into the armor pieces I used in this set, the helmet here is the Iron Forerunner mask. Now this is the new set from the Iron Banner. Now don't worry if you don't have this already, as Iron Banner should be returning quite soon. And then the shade I'm using on this helmet to get a really nice faceless look is the Grayscale Undergrowth. And this shade is being sold in the Eververse right now for 300 Bright Dust. Although you could wait until next week when Jack Arena returns into the Bright Dust store. This is actually a better shader for this faceless look, so if you want to wait a couple days then I would recommend going for this one instead. But for any of you which don't have any Bright Dust then you could still use Metro Shift, although it isn't as dark of a black as the other two shaders. Then moving on to the arms, I used the Road Complex AA1. Now these are very nice for a very clean dark look with Metro Shift. Although it does add some silver, it does quite well match with the Stompy's exotic as they do have an unshadable white. Now the great thing about Road Complex is that it is reprised and can now drop from legendary engrams, so I would definitely pick this entire setup, and if you want to you could switch out the faceless helmet for the Road Complex helmet as well, and that would still work very well in this set. Then moving on to the chestplate, we have the Flowing Vest from the Prophecy Dungeon. Now if you don't know, the Prophecy Dungeon is a free dungeon located on the tower, and you could get the full flowing set from the chest in this dungeon. Now the chestplate is the only piece I used in this set, as it does create a really nice dark look with Metro Shift. Now this is extremely similar in design to the Road Complex, which is from legendary engrams, although the only issue with Metro Shift with this chestplate is the fact that it creates a blue down the bottom, whereas on the Flowing Vest it is just black. Then as for the boots is the Stompy's exotic, which pretty much are from world drops. But yeah, you want to use Metro Shift again for a nice dark look. Now it does create some silver on the knee pads, which isn't really an issue as it does match with the chest plate and also the blades on the elbow. But something you cannot shader at all on these boots is the white here. And then as for the cloak, I used the Holdfast cloak from legendary engrams. Now this is great for the faceless look as it does cast a nice shadow over the face, helping to make it look darker, and you can get the entire Holdfast set from legendary engrams. It isn't a bad set overall. I would highly recommend the chest plate and the cloak out of all the pieces, and maybe the helmet if you want to create an exo look. And then the shade I used on this was Midnight Talons to get a nice dark look. As with Metro Shift, it does create a blue. Now some other cloaks I would also recommend is the Shattered Vault cloak. As you can see, it's a really clean, nice patterning on the back, and also works really well with Amethyst Veil, which if you don't know is being sold this season in the Bright Dust store. Now you could get this cloak from the Vault of Glass raid, which is free to all players, and as you can see on the left here is the entire raid set. Now some other cloaks from legendary engrams which look really nice is the cloak called Home, as you can see, very good for a faceless look as well. And another cloak I'd recommend is the Memory of Cade cloak. Now I would not recommend this for a faceless look, but as you can see it has a really nice shape and design. The only issue is that it does have an unshadable white on the back here, but this is no issue with the Stompy's exotic as this does match with the unshadable white on the boots. Now if you want to switch out these Stompies for say Wormhusk, then you can create this set here. What I went ahead and did was switch out most of the shaders here for Golden Trace, and then changed out the boots for Road Complex, which just like the arms drop from legendary engrams. And as you could see from the design of the helmet, there is some sharpness coming off the front here, which does match with like these daggers with the sharp bits coming off the arms. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire set. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I know it is a bit generic going for a full black look, but I know a lot of people do not have access to the really flashy ornaments or colours with those different shaders, so I went ahead and created something quite simplistic and clean, and I think overall it turned out pretty good. So now moving into the second set, I wanted to make something around the Radiant dance machines. Now a lot of you have been asking me to make fashion around this, and I went ahead and made an obtainable set that you will be able to get this season. So as for the pieces I used, the helmet is the Calamity Rig mask. Now the Calamity Rig set is obtainable through the Gambit Weekly. As you can see on the side, this is the entire set. The helmet and the cloak are particularly the best pieces of this set and the ones that I'm using here right now. And then also the shader is Fetid Copper, which is also the Gambit shader for this season, and it's pretty much just a rank up reward from the Drifter. Then the arms and also the chest player from the Lost Pacific set. Now although this used to drop from the Planet Titan, which was removed from the game, Xur is actually going to be selling all the old World Drop armor, so keep an eye out on Xur as he's going to sell the Lost Pacific pieces some point during the season. And then finally the boots of the Radiant dance machines, which you could get from Legend of Master Lost Sectors this season. So yeah, overall it's not a bad set, and for any of you which want an alternative look, then you can use the Inside Rover grips from Legendary Engrams, and also the Exodus down pieces from Nessa's packages. This entire Exodus down set is very easy to obtain, so I would recommend just going out and getting this while you can. And any shader to create like a nice rusted look is the Send Vex Chrome, so you can create a nice rusted set with these boots. Or you could go with Bitterpill from the Vault of Glass raid for an all white look. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire set. I honestly think this Gambit shader is one of my favourites I've received in a long time. It creates like a nice corrosive look across so many helmets in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much the second Hunter set, and let me know what you think of it in the comments below. So now moving on, this is the third Hunter set. Now this set is going to have a lot of different alternatives that I'm going to show you all, as it can work with many different colours and also mix with so many different armour pieces. But starting off with the pieces here, the helmet is the Rogue Complex AA1. Like I mentioned with the first set, this is extremely easy to obtain and is simply from Legendary Engrams. The arms are the Forerunner grips from the Iron Banner this season. The chest plate and also the boots are from the Last Wish raid. Now if you are a hunter, I would 100% recommend getting the entire Great Hunt set. This is easily one of the best sets for the hunter right now. And then the cloak is the Reverie Dawn cloak from the Shattered Throne dungeon. This set also doesn't look too bad and is easier to obtain than the Last Wish pieces. Now the only bad thing about this cloak is that the silver lining and the patterning is not shaderable, but you can change the base colour of the cloak so it can still work across many different sets. But yeah, there's a bunch of different alternative shaders and armour you can go with this set, with one of the best alternative shaders being Arctic Pearl for a nice purple look. And there's also Amethyst Veil, which although isn't obtainable right now, is actually going to be sold later in the season into the Bright Dust store. Now you could even change up the helmet for the Pathfinder helm, which is from the Season of the Lost. Now if you do own this season, then you can get this from the Astral Alignment activity, or by converting your Umbral Engrams into Season of the Lost armor. And as you can see, this helmet looks really nice with this entire set. The entire Pathfinder pieces are pretty good, with the helmet and the cloak being the main highlights. As you can see, this is what the cloak looks like as well on the set. The only issue you're going to have with the cloak is that it can have some clipping on the chest plate here, and if you do like using bows, then you can pair this set with the Oathkeeper's Exotic. Just simply change out the helmet for the Pathfinder. I'd stick with the Reverie Dawn cloak as I quite like this one a lot more compared to the Pathfinder cloak, although this cloak can still look really good in this set. So now moving on to the fourth Hunter set, this is actually quite similar to the alternatives in the previous set, using the Oathkeeper's Exotic with the Pathfinder helm. Now something I really like in this set is the use of the Rose Scale shader, which if you don't know is the new Crucible shader for this season. Now something really great about this shader is the fact that it creates a scaly effect on plating. And this is pretty much why I wanted to incorporate the Oathkeeper's Exotic, because of these scales here, and also with the Frumious cloak, which has a scaly design going along the hood here. Now like I mentioned with the previous set, you could get the Pathfinder pieces from the Astral Alignment. As for the arms is the Oathkeeper Exotic, which are from World Drops. The chest plate is the Moonfan X7 rig from the Prophecy dungeon, and this is also the same with the boots as well. Now the Moonfang pieces are pretty good even for a black and white set. The only problem with the Moonfang pieces is that these boots can shader awkwardly, shadering two different shaders on either side of the leg, and also the fact that the chest plate has an unshadable white. Now it won't look too bad in this set because obviously the cloak here is white as along with the helmet, so if you do try and mix these pieces with different colours, then I would try and recommend implementing some white onto the other pieces. And then as for the cloak is the Frumious cloak, which is from Legendary Engrams. Now the issue with this entire set is that it doesn't shader that well at all, and as you could see when I change up the shader it doesn't really change much at all. Now I have tried my best when making all of these sets to keep away from the Eververse ornaments, but I must say the augmented wish ornament for the young Amakara's spine looks absolutely awesome here, and can be used to make a somewhat dragon themed set. Now another set I'd recommend using as well is the Pyrrhic Ascent. As you can see on the side here is a really awesome hunter set. The only issues I have really with pairing these pieces with other sets is the fact that it's quite well detailed, so a lot simpler pieces won't work well with it. Now if you're looking to obtain this set, it is from the Trials of Osiris, which is the endgame PvP mode. And if you do want the glows on the pieces here, then you will have to go flawless, which is 7 wins without any losses. But still, without the glows, the armor set is really nice. And also a final alternative for this set is the Amrita's Dream shader. Now this is from the Season of the Lost Pass and is great for any of you which want a light purple look. So yeah, just let me know what you think of the set in the comments below. And now it's time we move on to the 5th set. Now this is going to be great for any of you which like a scavenger or a steampunk look. And I've also gone ahead and paired it with the Lucky Pants, which is a great exotic now in PvE since its buff. Now I have already made a video on this exotic, so you can go and check that out if you haven't already, but I will cover some other armor pieces as well in this video. So now moving into the armor I used, the helmet here is the Wastelander's Mask, which is actually a common helmet. Now something you definitely shouldn't do is underestimate any of these rare or common pieces, as they can look really cool. Another one being the Shadow Scepter. This is actually really good for like a Taskmaster look. Then the arms, the Tangled Web Grips, which you can get the entire set right now in Legendary Engrams. This is great for both a scavenger and also a steampunk look, so I definitely recommend trying to get all the pieces from this set. Then the chestplate is the Prodigal Vest, which is also in Legendary drops now. The entire set is very good. The chestplate in particular flows extremely well with the Tangled Web arms, so I definitely recommend comboing both these pieces together. Then the boots are the Lucky Pants exotic, which are probably one of the most common exotics for me, that drop from pretty much any source in the game. And then the cloak is the Dreambane cloak from the Shadowkeep campaign. And then the shader goes over the whole set is Mercury Vex Chrome, which gives a nice worn down look, although you could switch up for Descendant Vex Chrome to give a more rusted look if you wanted to. Now there are going to be some really good alternatives for this set, one of them being the Invader Mask. So you can have all these different glow colours with Reaper, Invader and Sentry. Now although these were removed from the game, Jury is meant to be selling them at some point during the season, so I'd recommend picking up the entire set. As you could see, the Invader Mask works really well in a scavenger set, also when paired with the Lightkin pieces from the Season of the Splicer. Now if you did buy that season, then you can actually still get this armor set. But yeah, I'm also using the Scatterhorn Vest from the Scatterhorn set. This has also been reintroduced into Legendary Engrams. This one isn't too bad, or is a little bit bulky for the female hunter, so if you don't like this then you could switch out for the Prodigal. Now I do want to go over one final set that works really well with the Lucky Pants as well as the Orpheus Rig exotic. Now if you do want a cleaner look for the Lucky Pants, then I do recommend a Deep Pockets ornament. As you can see, it gets rid of all those scuff marks, allowing it to pair with much cleaner pieces. Now the other pieces I used with these boots is the Outlander's Heart, very good for a tactical look, and it's a very nice chest plate for a blue item. Then the arms are the Pathfinder Grips, which combo really well with the chest plate here, and you can get these from the Season of the Lost. Then the helmet again is the Wastelander's Mask, and then the cloak is the A Cloak Called Home, which is from Legendary Engrams. Now for shaders you want to use New Age Black Armory, and then go with Midnight Talons on the cloak. Now the great thing about New Age Black Armory is that you could get it right now, so they've actually reintroduced Forge Armor into World Drops, and some of these pieces can drop the New Age Black Armory shader, as well as Rasmussen Clan, House of Meridian, and also Satu Tribe. These shaders however look much better on plated sets. Now if you want to incorporate the Orpheus Rig exotic into the set, then you will need to put Amethyst Veil on the helmet, Metro Shift on the arms and chest, Golden Trace on the boots, and Midnight Talons on the cloak. Now Golden Trace was the best shader I found in the shader bundle to give an all black look, although you will get a bit of this carbon fibre texture. And the reason why I went with Amethyst Veil was so that I could get a purple glow in the eye to help match with the purple arrows in the exotic. So yeah, they are pretty much all the sets I wanted to show you all. Now I know I didn't cover every armor set for the hunter. For example, there's the Lexio set from the Deepstone Crypt raid. This is not a bad set, however it doesn't combo well with a lot of pieces because of the way it's designed, and also the fact that it does have these holograms which don't shader. And then there's also Jeu, which is going to be set in a plethora of different sets throughout the whole season, one of them being the Righteous set from Season of Dawn. As you can see, this is the non-glow version, but is still very good for a clean look. So yeah, there was a whole lot to cover in this video, and I do hope this helped you all out. And if it did, then please drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Also, let me know if you want to see a Titan and Warlock version of this video, and if you haven't already, go ahead and join my Discord server. We have over 5,000 members and is a great place for you to share your fashion and also get some great fashion advice. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video.